Hi, Kiana.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. We're at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at the Performing Arts Project. But we're going to talk about you. And I'm so happy that I get to speak with you because I feel like this is kind of going to be like a little, like, speed dating, like, talking about each other and learning about each other. I'm so happy that you agreed to come on. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Yay! All right, 30 seconds. You get to say as much as you want about yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, my name is Kiana Holmes. I'm from Evergreen, Colorado.
Woo.
And I'm currently a rising sophomore at Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm studying theater and planning on double concentrating in acting and directing while also possibly getting a minor in dance and music. We'll see. Might just take dance and music classes. I love skiing.
5 seconds.
Oh, I love skiing. I love bagels. I love flaming hot Cheetos. I love my dog, Zaylee.
Time! Yay!
Okay.
I know, it's like, how do I say all of the things in my life in 30 seconds? But that was awesome. Good. Amazing. Okay. So you're going to, like, do so many things in college. I love that you're so well-rounded.
Thank you.
I think that's awesome. I think, like, some people can just go into, like, one thing and that's all they do and they stick to that. But, like, have you always been that way? Like, where you have so many things going on in your life?
I think so. The first thing that came to my mind when you asked that was I was a swimmer from when I was 6 to 15. And
Really?
It was awful.
What?
No, I was so bad. It was like summer league swimming, so it was like the times to qualify for things like league and state were a lot easier for summer league than they were for year round. Okay. And I just could never qualify for anything. And I loved it because I loved being around my friends and I loved like having a reason to get up in the morning and like hanging out at the pool after practice. But my mom like always used to say every once in a while when I felt sad that like my friends were winning races and I was always in last place, my mom would always say stuff like, Kiana, like, you have this, you have skiing, you have gymnastics, you have, I mean, at this point I wasn't doing theater, but I had so many things that I was interested in, and she would say, if you only did swimming and that was your number one thing and everything else just didn't happen, then you would be winning these races. And it took me a while to like be okay with that, and it was the same thing when I started theater too, of like always getting cast in the ensemble and never getting leads. And my mom would just have to constantly remind me, like, these other people who are getting these leads, like singing and acting and dancing is their whole life, and like you just started theater, you're doing so many other things. So I've always been interested in everything, and I think when I was going through the college audition process, I didn't even look at straight conservatory programs because I knew I wanted to continue learning stuff outside of theater.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make you, like, overall a more creative person, too. I hope, at least.
I hope so, too. I think it's definitely different for everyone, but for me, I feel like I'm a more well-rounded person and therefore a more well-rounded artist when I know things about everything else. And when I'm drawing from inspiration that comes, like, directly from theater, like when I'm singing a song about, like, disappointment, if I'm taking it from theater, it doesn't help me as much as if I'm taking it from a life experience outside of what I'm doing. I'm not sure if that makes sense. But.
No, I think, like, you need to be human first, and you need to have those experiences outside of the idea of being on stage all the time. Yeah. Because then you're just on stage all the time. Like, yeah, I totally relate to that with dance. Like, it's, you know, you're always training, you're always doing one thing, and then you forget that, like, you need to have relationships or, like, go to the park sometimes and see what that's like. That's really interesting that you like have that mindset. I really admire that completely. And yes, you're a beautiful gymnast.
Oh, thank you.
I've been watching you on some Insta stories at TPAP right here, and did you do it competitively, or was it just, again, like another little notch in your belt?
It was, I mean, my mom likes to think it was a notch in my belt because she hated it, but for me it was like a huge thing, and just like theater, I got into gymnastics pretty late. I was 11 years old when I started, and most people start who are competitive gymnasts when they're very, very young, but it was the first time that I, like, really felt passionate about something, and like I took it under my wing, and it wasn't my parents saying, oh, you should go try this sport. It was me, like 100% going to practice, and then like coming home and watching hours and hours of gymnastics videos, and like going and practicing in my room, and going to like grass fields to practice tumbling.
Yes.
So
yes.
I did it competitively, but I wasn't an elite gymnast or anything.
No, but that's awesome.
I love it so much.
Yes.
And it's been like 3 or 4 years since I was like on a team and in the gym all the time. But I still like go to open gym and tumble on the grass and everything, because it's just like, there's something so free about tumbling. And I guess it's good for theater too.
Yes, completely. To have that, again, a little notch on your belt. Like, who's your like favorite gymnast to watch? Is it like Simone, or is it like an oldie like Nastia?
That's a good question.
I love watching gymnastics on the Olympics.
Oh my gosh.
If you could
so
pick
many.
one. Yeah.
I love Shawn Johnson. She just like has a beautiful, I don't know, the way that she spends her time in the air. She was back in 2008 Olympics, so she was before I was even a gymnast.
For sure.
I remember watching her and loving her. Oh, and Allie Raisman. I saw her do gymnastics live, and she just, her floor routine.
You saw her live?
I saw her live after the 2012 Olympics. They did like a national tour of the gymnastics team, and it was like this cheesy, ridiculous thing, but Allie Raisman did her floor routine, and it just took my breath away. And
she also recently, maybe not recently, but she stood up for the gymnastics coach that like totally ruined a bunch of young girls' lives. Watching her do that, I guess it was at Congress or somewhere very important. Like, I don't know the whole story, but it's nice to see like a gymnast again have like outside experiences that they can speak to and stand up for and be an activist for feminism and all that stuff. So that's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she's, I think, taking in from a performer's mindset. Like, she is an all-around performer as a gymnast, and her floor routine was Tahava Nagila, which
oh my god, what
was
is that?
Such that's like the song like at bat mitzvahs and weddings, or like, they have the chairs.
Okay.
So she just pulled in like this culture from her family and from her life that I think brought so much life to her floor routine, because she was really telling a story in it. And yeah, she's amazing. I love her.
That totally like inspires you for sure, because you're a performer too.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you're going to sophomore year. Does your college have like a gymnastics team?
Oh, I wish. They don't have a gymnastics team, but it's in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and like the only people who know where Allentown, Pennsylvania is actually gymnasts, because they have the Parkettes Training Center, which like people like ship off their children and like let them live with host families so they can like train to become Olympians.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah, so I've gone to open gym there a few times, and it's crazy, but
that's insane.
Yeah, not in Muhlenberg. There's no gymnastics team.
No. What are your like wishes for sophomore year? What do you want to? What's one of your goals?
That's a good question. I mean, like off the top of my head, I'd like to be like, oh, I want to be on main stage, but that's not really a goal that I can. Like that's not as much in my control. So I guess. I directed my first show last year.
Woo!
And I would love to direct another show this year. I have no clue what it'll be.
Yeah.
But I've loved, ever since we've been at TPAP, I've loved doing this devised theater stuff, and I've had this idea for a while about creating a piece of theater about climate change and what we're doing to our environment, because I'm very, very interested.
You're a big environmentalist?
A huge environmentalist.
Amazing.
And I, like, the world is, like, literally dying faster than we can comprehend and faster than media or anything is covering.
Yeah.
And I feel responsible for it as a human being and contributing to CO2 emission and everything. So they have a Fringe Festival this year, and I would love to do a devised piece of theater.
Go for it. That's a great platform. We have one in Toronto too, and it's awesome for like young students who are just trying to get shit out and try new things. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I don't know what it'll look like yet, but I'm excited to work with people and shape it into something magical.
Amazing. Cool. Okay, so there's that. What other projects are you in for? Like, do you have anything coming up in August after we're done here?
August, I am going home, spending some time with my dog. She's 14 and a half, so I love just, like, cuddling her and watching her prance around outside.
Cute.
She's my little sister. I'm working in Breckenridge for a week and teaching an improv camp that I designed last year.
What?
Yeah.
You designed an improv camp?
I did. I'm really into improv.
I love.
Yeah. I love teaching improv.
That's so cool. I want to come take class.
Oh my gosh, please come.
I don't know if I'll ever be.
Breckenridge Backstage Theater.
Cool.
Very excited. I just got into songwriting since we've been at the Performing Arts Project.
Yeah.
Which is not something I ever even imagined myself doing, but I have a lot of ideas of just like things that inspire me that I would love to write music about.
Totes.
And play with GarageBand because I now know how to do that.
Yes. We're learning so much.
We're learning
crazy.
so much.
It's like so much information, but it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, and then hopefully I'll start getting ready for summer stock auditions too. I mean, that's a far ways away, but I really rushed it this year, so I want to be on top of it next year.
Nice. You will do it.
Yes.
Doing things means doing things.
Doing things means doing things.
Susan Blackwell, Laura Kamey, we love you. Thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was awesome. Thank you.
This was so fun. Thank you.